Hi, Art Seekers. We're here with Davia King in her gorgeous studio, and I'm super excited to finally do this, get to talk to you about your work.
Finally.
So tell me, how did you come to this crazy world of art making?
Well, I feel like it really just was a surrendering into. It was always there. I just negated it. Didn't think I could make money doing it. Didn't think I was good enough to do it. All of those thoughts, listen to the rationale of people who love me, who told me to go do stuff that would make me money. So I did all that other stuff first, and finally I feel like I lived out all of the plan Bs, and I'm like not satisfied doing those things. And so I finally surrendered into this.
And what was the catalyst for that surrender?
It was actually a breakup. Yeah, heartbreak. I was painting. I hadn't painted in years, and then I was in a relationship. We broke up, started painting a bunch to like release, really. It was an emotional release of all that I was going through. I believe we're here to create and connect. So I've been just attempting to do that in the biggest expression that I can, and push through my own fears and just do that as big as I can, in hopes that that will then give others the permission to do the same.
How did you come up with this format of the stylized faces that you do?
The easiest answer is boredom. It started out of boredom. I'd be places or listening in class work or doing something somewhere and not able to leave wherever I was, and feeling very, I guess, ADD, like just impatient. I would start to draw, and even this style of drawing is a very impatient way of drawing because I don't look, so it's all very fast, very quick. And I started even drawing in that way because I was very curious about line work. I loved Matisse's line work. I thought he really nailed that, and I didn't like my own line work. Of all the art classes that I had done, I learned my style was very sketchily, lots of lines, finding that right line. It's all more of a realism, capturing your see figure drawing. And that wasn't nearly as satisfying of an experience as just one fluid line. My first line was never the right line. I could always immediately see, oh, that's slightly off, and adjust, correct. And so by not looking, I eliminated my own need for perfection to capture what I'm seeing accurately, because I'm now drawing blind, basically, and it freed me. I'll let the accidents come as they will, and then I work with that, which was a really interesting adjustment when I first started. Because at first, the very first mistake I had when I was working with inks, trying those out for the first time, I was like, oh no, I ruined it. I ruined this $50 canvas. Oh no, I wasted $50, and I was all bummed out. And then I realized the next day, I was like, well, let's just try to work with that. And then that became like this new foundation of work with every mistake you have, and an investigation in why the work was more powerful if I let those things stay rather than try to remove them or start over.
I know that sometimes you'll paint people who are just right in front of you, and so you'll look at them and not look at the work. Can you remember a particularly powerful connection that you had with someone in front of you?
It's really, I feel like, up to that person if it's going to be a powerful experience or not. Most people, I think, when they step up to get drawn, they have no idea what that's going to feel like. We're not really used to being seen, especially like that. And it doesn't last long. It's less than 2 minutes that I'm drawing each person, but I'm totally focused in on every feature of their face. And I think that's an interesting feeling, to have someone really look at you. And a lot of people, I can feel they're uncomfortable. I can feel that first wave come through of emotion, which is, oh, I didn't know what this was going to feel like. And then there's a surrender, usually soon thereafter. But some people show up and they're totally open. And when we start to draw, that it's like we're gone. I don't know. It's like me and that person, it's like, whew, it's like a separation of wherever we are, and we're flying through the cosmos together. I don't know where. It just is like a different moment. And then afterwards, usually, it's like a natural, we're just going to hug it out for a second.
How does your experience with gender or your own feminism manifest in your art?
Whew. That's an intense question for me because I think my whole life I've sort of been in this dealing with my own gender. I'm the only girl in my family. I have 5 brothers. And so, like, right from the get-go, as far as I can remember, I always felt different, the odd man out, the odd woman out. When I was a kid, I was super into sports. I was hardcore tomboy, jock girl. That was my life. And there was no professional female athletes that I knew of at that time. And so there was nothing that I saw as a child that gave me excitement about what my possibilities could be in my life. So I understand the need to have a representation of you succeeding out there, whether it's a gender thing or whether it's a race thing. I think we need to have more examples of people succeeding out there for the youth to see, to know that this is possible, to dream, to imagine. And so much of I feel like what we're able to create is due to first of being able to see it or imagine it. And if it's not there, if you can't see it, you're not going to do it.
If there was an overall takeaway message of your work, what would it be?
Connection. Yeah. Connection, not just connection to each other, but connection to source energy. Whether you want to call that God, whether you want to call that, whatever you want to call that, whatever gives us life, that.